The Chiefs just got some very positive injury news before playing the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football. So we've got a lot to get to in this video, but if you guys are new to this channel, my name is Michael Darcy, and you're watching the KC Sports Report. Do me a big time favor and hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more daily Chiefs coverage. I first want to start by going over the Chiefs injury report from Friday. The only player that was not a full go was Kristian Fulton. He's still dealing with that ankle injury, but everybody else outside of Kristian Fulton was a full go in Friday's practice, which is absolutely fantastic news. And if we just go ahead and look at the Jacksonville Jaguars injury report from Friday, it's not great. Yasir Abdullah is dealing with a hamstring injury. He didn't practice on Thursday or Friday. Travon Walker, the former #1 overall pick, is dealing with a wrist injury. He actually had surgery on that wrist, and so he didn't practice on Thursday or Friday. They said that he's week to week and not day to day, so I don't expect him to play on Monday night. So, I mean, for the Chiefs to not have to go up against a pass rusher like Travon Walker, that's a really good thing. You know, if we're just going down and looking at some of the other guys, everyone else has been limited this week in practice. Someone you might look at is former Chiefs safety Eric Murray. He's been limited with a neck injury. The running back Tootin, the rookie, he's injured with a shoulder injury. But everybody else is limited and could play on Monday. But I think the two big ones to look at is Abdullah, their linebacker, and Travon Walker, their defensive end, didn't practice at all this week. And so that is going to make it very difficult for them to turn around and play on Monday night. Now, it is an extra days of rest, so maybe they can, force it to push on Monday, and maybe they could play, but I wouldn't bet on it. And so I think the Chiefs are coming into this game the healthier team, and that's a fantastic thing because how often have they been the ones that aren't just riddled with injuries? Everybody else outside of Kristian Fulton has practiced. And, Kristian Fulton's been a little bit disappointing because the Chiefs signed him to, be a starter. They gave him a 2-year, $20 million deal with $15 million guaranteed. Hasn't really seen the field this year. He's banged up. That ankle clearly isn't very good. But I think the positive in that is that you've got Kristian Fulton, the rookie third rounder, playing out of his mind. Kristian Fulton has been one of the best cornerbacks in football, according to PFF. And so if you're ever going to have a guy miss time, Kristian Fulton missing this first, 5-6 games of the season, it has allowed Noah Williams to step up into that role, and now you know what you have in him. In fact, I think when Kristian Fulton comes back, he might not have that job right away. That's how good Noah Williams has been on the outside, and it has allowed Trent McDuffie to come back into the slot in different moments. So I think Noah Williams has been the biggest bright spot of this Kristian Fulton injury. It's been a nagging ankle. I don't think he's going to play on Sunday. It could still be another week or two. But again, when you've got cornerback depth, you don't really have to rush guys back. I think if you didn't have Noah Williams, Kristian Fulton would probably be forced to play much sooner than he's actually capable of doing. So that is a good thing. But I want to read this. So the Jacksonville Jaguars come into this game with the 5th best scoring defense in the NFL. And so everyone's like, man, that Jacksonville defense, it's loaded, it's stacked. They're forcing a lot of turnovers. They're forcing a lot of turnovers because they're not playing very good teams. They have faced the 23rd, the 26th, the 29th, and the 30th ranked offenses so far this season. The Chiefs are just different. They've got Xavier Worthy back out on the field. He was a killer in that game against Baltimore. I think Jalen Royals is another week healthier. You've got Juju Smith-Schuster, who had a great game last Sunday. I think Tyquan Thornton has emerged as a guy you have to take seriously in this offense. And so, yeah, the Jacksonville defense has been stout, but they haven't been playing great teams. In fact, that's one of the arguments for why Jacksonville needs to win this football game because they're 3-1 right now in a bad division, but nobody really takes them seriously. If they were able to beat the Chiefs on Monday night, that might start to shift. So I definitely think that it's a more important game for Jacksonville to prove that they're legit, but I think the Chiefs are favored in this game for a reason. They're just better than the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think on offense, the only way that Jacksonville has been running this offense is through their just dynamic running back who had a little bit of a down year last season, but has been a much improved player this season in Travis Etienne Jr. He is third in the NFL in rushing yards with 394. He's got 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry, and he's got 65 carries on the year already. So Jacksonville is heavily leaning on him. They've also got some other options on offense, like, we all know Travis Hunter, but he's been more of a threat as a corner. And, you've got, Brian Thomas, who is a very good wide receiver, but I like my odds of Trent McDuffie locking up their number 1. And if all you have to do is sell out and stop, Travis Etienne, then I think you're in a really good spot because the Chiefs' run defense has actually been better this season than I thought they were going to be, especially because they released their best run stuffer in Mike Pennell before the season started. So I actually think that the Chiefs' run defense has been pretty solid, and that's going to help them in this game. And I want to dive more into this matchup, and we'll do that right after this break. This video is sponsored by my friends over at DM Injury Law. Injured in an accident, you could be entitled to significant compensation, but time is critical. Rely on the experienced personal injury attorneys at DM Law, Kansas City and Missouri's top injury law firm. DM Law is a full-service personal injury practice supported by a large team of investigators, case managers, medical records specialists, and more. And best of all, you don't pay unless they win. DM Law operates on a contingency fee basis, meaning no fees unless they win your case. And they also provide free consultations. So if you've been injured, don't wait. You can contact DM Law today for a free consultation and learn how they can help you pursue the compensation you deserve. Let them handle the fight while you focus on healing. Hurt in a car wreck? Call Mike. Remember, Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement. Thanks to DM Injury Law for sponsoring this video. The Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is the place to be. With over 1,500 slot machines, 35 table games, 4 restaurants, and an ESPN Bet sportsbook, there are plenty of ways to find your fun. For more chances to win, follow their Facebook, Instagram, and X. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Huge thanks to the sponsors that have supported this channel all football season long. Now, getting back into this Chiefs-Jags preview on Monday Night Football, the important thing the Chiefs have to do to win is just not turn the ball over, and they have done a fantastic job of that this season. They have turned the ball over once. Patrick Mahomes threw 1 interception that Travis Kelce should have caught against the Eagles. That's the only interception that he's thrown. That's really the only time the Chiefs have turned the ball over. Outside of that, backwards pass that Pacheco should have fallen on, and then Mahomes went to go steal it against the Giants. But they've taken care of the football, and if they take care of the football against this Jacksonville defense, they're going to win. I'll just say that right now, because Jacksonville does not have the talent or really even, the skill to keep up with the Chiefs if they can't force turnovers. That's been one of the big reasons that they're 3-1. Their defense is one of the best in the NFL at generating turnovers. And if the Chiefs don't turn the ball over, I don't think there's a lot of margin for error for, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags offense. So I do think the Chiefs are going to win this game. This is kind of not a get-right game, but it's a way for you to fine-tune your skill set before you play the Detroit Lions next week. That is going to be a massive test. And this game is important because if you don't take the Jags seriously, they're going to beat you. It's an NFL team. You have to game plan for the Jaguars or they'll beat you. Trevor Lawrence is good enough to make a couple plays. That defense could be tricky, but I think that as long as you don't turn the football over and your offense is even half as good as it was last week, you should win this game pretty convincingly. I'm not going to say they're going to win it by, multiple touchdowns, but I think the line's set at like 3.5. I would hammer the over. I think the Chiefs offensively have shown you, at least last week, that they can put up points with Xavier Worthy back in the lineup. And I think the safe number is 25. If the Chiefs can get to 25 points on offense, they're going to win this game because the Chiefs defense is holding teams to like 18.3 points per game for the last year and a half. So it's a safe bet to say that if the Chiefs offense can go out and just score 25, we know the defense is going to do their job. And so I'm very confident going into this game. I think that the Chiefs kind of had their get-right game against the Baltimore Ravens, and this is the stretch in the season where they could maybe rattle off some wins. This could be you go 5-1 in your next 6. And so that's a stretch the Chiefs desperately need after starting their season 0-2. But I think for a 2-2 football team, I feel pretty good about this, unit, especially because you're going to get Rashee Rice back in just a couple of weeks, and that's going to take this offense to a complete different level. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. How are you feeling about this game on Monday Night Football? Just to give my final score prediction, because I'm not sure if I'll have a video coming tomorrow, I'm going to say 28-17 Chiefs. 28-17 Chiefs. I think we've seen this offense, it kind of come out of their shell, and I don't think that Jacksonville's defense is all that good. If the Chiefs can take care of the football, I think, without Trayvon Walker, they're, one of their best edge rushers. They also have Josh Hines-Allen, who, had to hyphenate his name because he got confused with Josh Allen, the quarterback in Buffalo. He's good, but I don't think that Jacksonville's pass rush is going to overwhelm Patrick Mahomes, especially because the offensive line has just played better. So I feel good. 28-17 is my final score prediction. What do you guys think is going to happen in this game? Drop your take down in the comment section below. That's all I've got for this video. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. We are a little over 500 subscribers away from 15,000. We're trying to hit that goal in the next month, and I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and tell a friend to do so. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, go Chiefs.